Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today, man? I'm gonna apologize beforehand because I'm eating right now, but I don't know, lately, I haven't been wanting to really even do any YouTube videos, but whenever I feel like doing it, I might be in the middle of something, like eating or something, I don't know. But you guys know where I'm coming from, where you teeter-totter in between this whole thing because you know, in my case, my channel, I don't got too many people that watch it, or follow it, but, I'm really grateful for the ones that do because, that's what keeps me doing it too. If I had one follower, if I could just get one or two followers, that were ready to get on board with what's happening in the world, then it's worth for me to do it because I realize what the odds are of people accepting the truth or even looking at the truth. Remember, you guys go back to my first videos. Like I said, this is a prison designed for nobody to make it out of, and they've done enslaved the mind so bad, and they control people's thoughts and emotions so bad. It is hard to get out of, guys. And even once you get out of it, like I said, they got moats and all kinds of fucking traps to try to drag you back in. And it's just such a real bad situation, and you get frustrated, you get angry, you get sad, all these things. And it's important not to stay that. Like I said, everything that's happened is biblical right now. And when Jesus says, know the truth and the truth will set you free, that's what it does, man. It's going to free you from this matrix and this prison system of where they have enslaved the brain, That's the only thing that can set you free, because as long as they keep the subconscious mind in a constant state of fear, anger, and hate, people can't operate properly. They can't think properly. They can't process information properly. So that's their whole goal. You see how the whole country's being played with this dumb NFL bullshit. This shit is just outrageous, man. Look how they got all these people so emotionally invested in what strangers think and do. Some people are so emotionally invested. They're way more emotionally invested in sports than they are their family and their children, Especially in the black community, And I'm going to tell you right now, words coming up here soon are going to be used people aren't going to like. But like I said, words are powerful, man. And they're used as weapons. And we're going to go into all of this, the whole illusion of, I don't want to say illusion. Slavery's real. It's been real since the beginning of time, beginning of man. But their story and the education they give in our school system is what's not real. One, they want you to think that there was only black slaves in America. That's bullshit. There was white boys on those fields too. Well, you better believe that. These people, these Jesuits, do not discriminate. You're Goyim. We're all niggers. And we'll go back to the Willie Lynch letter, man, where it says, like I said, this is all biblical. It says in the scriptures, a nation divided or a household divided can't stand. So what do you guys see happening out here? Look at the Willie Lynch letter, how it said, train your white slaves, and no, it didn't say white, light-skinned. Well, as far as I'm concerned, they're saying white. How many light-skinned people you ever see come out of Africa, right? So that's what it was in the Willie Lynch letter. They didn't discriminate. And that's why they call blacks in the Willie Lynch letter Negroes. And they used the word nigger in the Willie Lynch letter. When they use the word nigger, they're talking about everybody. White, black, Chinese, Anybody other than them are niggers. Blacks are Negroes. So, the Willie Lynch letter. Teach your slaves and your servants to rival with each other and not to trust and love anybody but their master. Don't you see that going on? You got everybody out here fighting with each other, a lot of times over irrelevant shit. Like I said, why are you so emotionally invested in what a stranger says or thinks about you, Unless he's putting his hands on you or your property, you shouldn't have an issue with it. As a matter of fact, you should fight for his right to say whatever he wants to say about you. If it's not true, what does it matter? And you can see how everybody's being played. Number one, let me tell you what. All of those fucking shills, those athletes, the movie stars, the music, they're all playing everybody. You ever notice that anybody that's ever got anything to say about racism or anything out here is a fucking multi-millionaire? You're not out here dealing with real issues. And does racism exist? Yeah, it exists. Of course it exists. It's part of the plan. I think when I really first started experiencing racism, it wasn't because we were racist. I wasn't raised that way. Nobody in my neighborhood was raised that way, not to like black people. But we grew up in white neighborhoods. I remember in elementary school, we only had 2 black kids in our school. I mean, and it wasn't like, oh, those are the 2 black kids. No, those are just 2 kids at our school. You know what I'm saying? Nobody looked at them any different than we looked at anybody else. But then we got into junior high, and that's when it really started, where you really got to fit into what group you belong with. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the real fucking social conditioning starts from. The beginning, your first years in elementary, that's dumbing you down on history and shit like space and shit like that. That's the indoctrination into all the lies. Now, by the time you're in junior high, now they got to divide and conquer. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. At the end of our junior high year, man, there was a big fight between blacks and whites every year. And, walking down the halls, the jocks walked with the jocks, the blacks walked with the blacks, the nerds stuck with the nerds, the preppies stuck with the the skateboarders stuck with the skateboarders, the headbangers stuck with you had all these different groups, and you would see them in between class, how the different groups would walk the halls in between class to get to class, And then you got this school. It's a rival with the school over there. All this shit's been put into your people's brains, man. And look at what they got now. Now they got these dumb motherfuckers kneeling for the flag, which, I'm going to talk, when I'm talking here, I'm talking 2 ways. I'm talking about all you dumb motherfuckers out here's point of view, and then the real deal, okay? Now, I imagine a soldier would be upset. And a lot of people that call themselves patriotic would be upset from when someone kneels for the flag, because they don't understand that flag was bullshit from the beginning. And their idea of liberty and freedom was all part of their fucking lies and scams to make people think that they were free. So you got guys like Jay-Z, Ice Cube, Jesse Jackson, all these fucking shills that exploit their own fucking people. Oh, excuse me. He has the right to do this. We're oppressed. We're that, this, and that. And then you got the white side. Kid Rock, all the white celebrities that are patriotic, you know what I'm saying? Talking about how dare he kneels during our flag and this and that. And everybody's being played, man. I came home last week from the clinic. On the morning news, they were showing this white cop here in Michigan that's in trouble because she said, those motherfuckers kneeling for the flag, they're no good degenerates. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that her right to believe that and say that? Oh, no, she's being, punished right now. But then they showed a black cop on YouTube, and his shit went viral. And he said the same fucking shit. You know, how dare you motherfuckers? You guys play a game, man. That motherfuckers have died for that flag. That's real life. You guys are out here playing a game. You know? But he was praised. So you see how they're doing this, man. You better be careful what you say. If you're white, you can lose your job. Now, a black man, he can say anything he wants about you. That's a fact. We've seen it. I mean, I remember growing up watching comedy, stand-up comedy. I could never understand how a black guy could get away with saying the shit that he was saying, and everybody was laughing in the crowd. But if a white guy got on there and said, you know, them damn fucking niggers and their watermelons, no, he would have been persecuted. His career would have been over right there. So you guys see how everybody's played to where it's not equal. You want to talk about inequality for black, as far as black people got, let's talk about black privilege. You know what I'm saying? And it's all a lie anyway, Nobody wants to bring up the fact, well, black people, they'll talk about inequality. Well, I don't have the same job opportunities. No, you don't, bro. Look at the way you live. Look at the way you speak. You came from a single parent household. You don't know shit. No, you don't have the same job opportunities as someone that came up. Because I'll tell you what, man, some of the most successful and smartest people I know are black people. But you know what the difference is? They had a mom and a dad to guide them. You guys see what happened? Go back to the Willie Lynch rudder, man. All this shit's being implemented in everybody's lives these days, white, black, no matter who you are. And everybody's busy pointing the other finger at someone else. Oh, it's his fault. It's his fault I can't work. It's his fault I don't have the same opportunities. Well, fuck, man. I'll tell you what right now. It being a movie star with multi-million-dollar bank account or playing games and getting paid multi-million dollars, if that's inequality and unfair, please make me a victim. Now, today. All you motherfuckers falling for the trap. And one of the biggest things is, they got the heroes out there. In the beginning of the country, the heroes were, Patrick Henry, whatever, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Paine. They're all shills, man. They give you the hero. They're all fucking Freemasons, man. Trained through Jesuit schools. Sent to be your hero so they can fool you into slavery again. All of us into slavery. Then you had to, with the blacks, the blacks started their movements and stuff for equality. Who's the next hero? Psh, Martin Luther pops up on the scene, another Jesuit-trained Freemason, with fake-ass assassination. You guys better get on board, man. You guys don't understand the game and how it operates, man. And it's very important, man, because it's getting time. Like I said, it's coming, We're going to be suffering here soon. Like I said, you're going to either suffer or you're going to die fighting for your life. That's it. You're going to have to pick between the two. And better hope that you're right with God, man, when the time comes. Because he's the only one, man, that can save you if it's in his will to do so, We're going to go back. I think about the next video, we're going to go back from the beginning. And we're going to go all through history and see what's happened. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go too into detail. Like when I mention scripture, I don't quote scripture. And when I give you guys information, I don't give you, this, because ultimately it doesn't matter what I say. And I've had to learn this the hard way. This is how people get fucked up into following guys like Richie from Boston. Which I'm finally getting some comments from his fan club, defending him, and I appreciate that, guys, go ahead and comment on my shit about Richie from Boston and call me a liar and everything else, because for me, that's just prophecy being fulfilled. It says that I'm going to be persecuted for what I'm going to do. So you guys, it brings joy. Please call me a liar, call me a shill, call me a douchebag, whatever you want, man. Call me a coward. All the different things that you guys got to say, man. All the things they call Jesus, right? Not that I am no saint, and not that I follow God the way I should, but I know what the truth is, and I'm working on it, and that's all we can do. And try to help the few people out there that got the discernment and enough to do some due diligence and look into these things themselves, that's why, guys like Richie from Boston are dangerous people, man, because he's got a lot of good material, man. Real good material. One of the best videos I ever seen on YouTube he's got that he did. And, but that's how these guys work. They give you good material and a lot of truth so they can slip you up when it comes to God. Because when it comes to God, Richie from Boston don't even know what he's talking about. And that's what I think his job is, He's either one or two things. He's just ignorant and doesn't know, or he knows exactly what he's doing, and that's what makes him real dangerous. What's going on with me? You guys know my wife lives in another country, I'm trying to get to her. That's all that matters to me in this world anymore, I got some more dental work to follow up with next week. And then all I have left after that is whatever extractions they got to do in my mouth. And then hopefully soon, by beginning of next year, I'll have this kidney transplant. But I'm about to work on some stuff with some Ayurvedic doctors too, try to get, in between now and the time of the transplant, if I can get the function back on my kidney, that would be the route to go. I don't want a kidney transplant, really. And if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't get a kidney transplant, But my obligation is to her, and I have to be somewhat healthy in order to fulfill that obligation. Sorry, guys. Made myself some vegetarian nachos. I didn't, no, I'm not a vegan. I still eat some meat products and some meat from time to time, but, like I got cheese on there. But I used a textured vegetable protein and some refried beans, for my meat. And then, we've talked about this before, how food's a weapon. God set the dietary guidelines that he did for us because he wanted his people to stand out from everybody else, Because when you see a man just living into his hundreds, 100, 120, and healthy, it gives people what does he know that I don't know? You know what I'm saying? There's a way to bring people to God, as far as I'm concerned. Look, God said, let's eat like this. But we don't eat like that. We eat whatever we want, whatever satisfies the taste buds, I still struggle with that too. But fortunately for us, all these vegans are so creative, you can ditch your old way of eating and still get your cravings, fulfilled, You just shouldn't eat like that every day. And then I see, I follow this one guy over in Africa, Nigeria, on YouTube, Badabox. And he shows a lot of Nigerian street food and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, it'll really humble you, man, when you see what these people eat on in a day. he was one of the videos. He was eating lunch, and he was eating with another local guy. You know, he didn't know him, but was sat down with them. And their lunch literally was whatever grain they eat over in Africa, you know, where you can just mix water with it and make like a porridge out of it or whatever. And then he had that little bowl of grain porridge that he made, and he had 2 pieces of fried fish, man. I mean, 2 pieces of fried fish. We're talking about sardines, you know what I'm saying? That size of a fish. But it just shows, you know, look, they're happy with what they have. That's all they need to live, you know. Very simple. They're alive, they're living, and they're healthy, you know. So, yeah, we'll get on this next video here. We're going to touch some other stuff, you know. Just don't fall for the shit. Remember, all this NFL shit, it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe that shit. Everything that happens in that stadium is scripted. And for the athletes and, you know, everything off out of the stadium, as long as it's on TV, is scripted too. You know, they're just playing everybody, both sides. So, with that, God bless you guys. You have a great day. Talk to you soon.